All right, guys, good evening. This is Leffen, and I'm doing another video with you. This one is going to be over basically Ragnarok. Now, the reason why I'm doing Ragnarok is because it is by far and away the most important one, at least as far as I'm considered. The reason why, I think that the prizes are the best through Ragnarok. It does a good job as far as like being able to support your character, all the different things that you might want and or need, and so therefore it's really good to be able to utilize and take advantage of. Okay, so sales wise, we always start with this just because of the fact that there is something that always pops up for it. And whenever you have an epic monster event, they always go through and offer a sale. And so for this, once you get up to level 6 guardsmen or level 7, you start to hit these guys, which is basically the equivalent of guardsmen level 8. They have much higher, point values and everything, whether or not you're talking about strength or other health. And these guys, like this guy's a ranged one. That we have a melee, we have a rider, and then we also have a basically a griffin or an eagle type of thing that will knock out like cities' defenses and is really powerful or whatever. There's a limited amount, but it's still pretty good. This is a ×2 sale, like you can see right here, where they will granted, it's not like a traditional ×2 where it's already giving you twice the value. But what it does is if you buy this one for $250, then you can go through and get another package where it's going to give you twice the amount of each one of these mercenaries, plus it'll give you twice the amount of gold. So you'll be able to pick up basically 3 million in gold, all the mercs for roughly $500 or about 450 euro. So at that point and everything, you are good to like just hit Ragnarok super super hard. Now, if you're on a budget and everything to where like, hey, I can't really spend that much, but I still want to go through and get something out of it. If you have access to epic monster hunters and everything, I would highly advise that you do this one. This one's a little bit more cost effective. It's only $50. And I mean, granted, if you're doing the math behind, oh, well, which one's better for the money? This one might be slightly better for the money and everything. But like this one, because it has that ×2 aspect, if you really want the gold, like if you're a player that revives through your gold, then this one might be a better idea in order to go through and do. We also have Helen over here and raise your star value for like $150. That's completely up to you. She is really good as far as troop training speed and also food production in your city. So if you're having issues with those two, that should be a good idea to do. So this is under my Beowulf account, otherwise known as Tolly. For Tolly, I'm trying to get this character up to G7. So instead of dealing with monsters and siege engines and archaeology and everything, all I'm doing is straight up going guardsman level first. Now, for those of you that are just like, well, that's dumb because of the fact that you need a more complete army, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but when you're fighting epic level monsters, the only things that you really ever take into it is mercs, riders, and spearmen. Sometimes you take, archers or whatever, so I can develop some archers, but it's like, then why would I go through and mess with like all the other stuff that comes along? So I'm going to revive my troops first. As you can see, I haven't done very much fighting with this account just because of the fact that I still have dead people. Woo. All right, so then we got to make sure we get our captains right for this. All right. So right now we have, these are our captains. So we have Stror, we have Sophia, we also have Farhad. I basically have people that are going out and gathering right now, and then I also have Farhad going on. Because of the fact that I already started my, once you start research, if you sat there and waited through it, then yes, Farhad would be a great idea. But Farhad, when you initially start it, it's going to give you a time of the research due to what his capabilities are. It doesn't adjust if Farhad leaves the city or whatever. It might have it to where you don't have it to where it speeds up or where it keeps on at that speed. But if you're just going to end up using speed ups anyways, like the help button from your clan, where they can increase like 33% of your overall speed, plus you have it to where like you're going to use speed ups, then Farhad, after you start the research, he becomes useless. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to switch him out. Yes, I'm going to show you exactly how I would approach Ragnarok. If you have access to Hercules, please use him. Hercules has the ability of basically like strength to your entire army when you're fighting epic level monsters. Every one level that you go up is 2 extra strength that goes to towards your army. So if you're talking best captains for fighting regular monsters, Beowulf, or for common monsters. When you're talking about epic monsters, you're talking about Hercules. Now, let's say that you don't have these mythic level captains, then Cleopatra would probably be your best bet because she adds 1% for every single level that she goes up. That's still a very, very good bonus. So now that we have our right captain and everything, now we got to go through and check and make sure that all of our different bonuses are correct. Remember, always check your bonuses before you fight anything. If you have time to be able to gather your thoughts, always check your bonuses. All right, so very first thing, let's check our VIP status. Right now we have it to where we're just barely not there to the next level. I have it to where we have like these, like, you know, these I could use. I'm so close and everything, but I'm just going to wait, you know. It doesn't really bother me if I am at 14% for army strength or 15%. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now we got that done. The other bonus that we need to make sure of is over here on the right-hand side. Now, granted, this is on my computer screen, so it'll show up differently. If you're on your phone, it'll be on the left. So I'm going to click on Premium. And right now I have it under Great Ruler, which is good for, you know, if you're doing research, if you're doing construction, and also the production of building supplies. Now, for the purposes of this battle, when I'm doing it on Ragnarok and everything, which we're going to go into what exactly is in Ragnarok in a minute, but I want to get myself prepared first. I'm going to switch it over to Great Marshal. Now, the reason why you do Great Marshal is because of the fact that Great Marshal will allow you to have an extra 25% strength to your army, 25% health to your army also. Okay, so now we have that activated. Then we go back over here to the right-hand side on your cell phone to be on the left. This plus symbol with the blue around it. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about what exactly this is and how I got it and everything. But needless to say, I have a bunch of bonuses. My conquest points, my experience points, all these are doubled right now. So that's good. My march speed is normal. I can go through and increase that if I want. Probably be good. So I get it for an hour. And then we have down at the bottom our lumber production and our stone production. We can always go through and add those in. So we got like 12 days now on that. That works. Stone production. Like I said to you in a previous video, please make sure that you always go through and check your bonuses every single few hours to make sure that they're good. Iron production is about to run out. I'm going to go through and add some more. Now, granted, you could just go through and add everything in, you know, like, oh, I'm going to max it out each one as I get them. That's not a bad idea. I just go through and I keep a little bit in the background or whatever. Because sometimes you're like, you know what, maybe I don't need, you know, this right now. Maybe I need it later. Like, I'm not fighting anybody, so why am I going to let my timer tick down? But then you got to make sure you keep on top of it. Okay, so we have Premium activated, we have our different personal things activated, and we also have our VIP activated. Those are our 3 major bonuses that we need to take a look at. Now, the next thing that we're going to go through and do is we're going to look at what exactly like our clan has as far as like, you know, different prizes. That's cool. We got our help. Let's help these guys out with their different tasks. Always make sure that you hit the help button. Do not hit the help all. The reason why is because whenever you hit the help button, it tallies it as far as like extra points for your clan or whatever. And so it does have some bonuses as far as luring other players in and stuff like that. All right, so now we are going to go through and take a look at what exactly the event is. So bear with me. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. and the tripod that it's sitting on. All right, on the left-hand side, it would be the right-hand side if you're playing on your phone. I don't know why they switch it around, but whatever. Very first event is the Pinnacle of Warfare. That's basically like my progress on Beowulf. Then we have the Path of the Legend. This is prizes that you get whenever you're earning Valor points in the Beowulf Kingdom. And then we have Ragnarok. So Ragnarok is made up of two different things. You have the wolf and you also have the snake. Now, each of these are good for different reasons. So let's start off with the snake. The snake, the reason why I like the snake is because it has some really, really great prizes to it, and I'm going to show you them. So now granted, I've used up some of these, so if you see sold out, you'll know why. First off, this one has a 13 billion. Let me see if I'm like, let me put on my glasses for this. Yeah, 13 billion that it gives you in Valor points from just this one item. And I think it was like 600,000 or something like that. You also have scrolls that are here, so that helps you with your triumphal. And then you also have this one right here, which is a bonus of 300% strength whenever you're fighting a Fenrir squad. So basically the wolf. You also have on here, you have this red books, which are basically used by your clan in order to help them out. So if you have the ability to go through and get these, you might want to go through and get those. There's also clan chests. There's also a selection thing as far as that helps you. I think this might be for captains. Yeah, it's for your epic captains. And then you have some other stuff. Now, I'm trying to do this on a very, very tight budget and everything. That's the reason why I haven't gone through and maxed out and gotten every single one of these yet. If I have it to where I can find a way to do it, I will do it, but whatever. Now, on the Fenrir side, for shopping-wise, he has it to where they also have Valor, but it's a lot less, but there's a lot more of them. The other one, you could only get one. This one, I could get 190 of. And 190 times 2.8 billion is roughly about 510 million, if my math is correct. I'm sorry, 510 billion. 510 billion when you're a guardsman level 6 is halfway to the next level. Because you need about 1 trillion in Valor points in order to be able to get to G7. So this would be like, anytime that you're going through and playing Fenrir, or and you're going through and maxing him out, you basically you're getting another guardsman level. I seriously doubt that anybody's really that has gone through all this one prize has not gone up to the next guardsman level. Because you're earning Valor when you're fighting Fenrir. They also have a lot of silver, 10 times of 15 million, so 150 million that I could go through and get. They have triumphal, scrolls. They have building supplies. They have speed ups galore. I mean, this is 83 days. They're not super expensive. And I could basically get, 10 of these? So therefore, it would be, 830 days worth of speed ups that you could buy. Not bad. And then although this fat chubby guy is going through and covering it up, we also have regular tar that is up there. So there's different prizes that you can go through and enjoy. There is dragon coins and everything that would be the equivalent of 160,000. Now granted, when you're a guardsman level 5 or guardsman level 4, these prizes will be less in amount, but they are still very, very well worth it. So if you have the ability to play Fenrir and max it out, this is a good way in order to help your whole entire city out and everything you possibly need. Now, the final part is the equipment. So what I've done in the past is it's not hard in order to max out the snake part. The snake, if you fight it 5-6 times, at that point, you can probably go through and get every single one of these prizes. And then at that point, whatever you have left over, then you're going to use towards equipment. Now, the equipment that you get from this, these different items or whatever. So see how there's 4 different green ones? When you're going through and crafting equipment from the forge, and you're trying to get the Warrior of Ragnarok, which is a type of armor, you can get the Warrior of Ragnarok if you like max out and get all three. You can get a set of 3 armor and everything from your like forge, and all you have to do is make sure you get all 4 of these 3 times. And there's 3 as far as the max that you could possibly get for each one of these. So that's how you get those. And it's kind of expensive. I mean, like, you can go through and pick what level you want to go to and everything. There's the green, the blue, the purple, and then I think there might even be the orange, but I'm not exactly sure. And because this one fat dude is covering it up, I can't even go through and scroll. Oh, wait, no, I can. Haha. Thank gosh for a regular mouse. So we do have purple, and then we do have the orange level. Now, it is expensive. You would have to play a whole heck of a lot in order to be able to get to the point to where you're actually able to afford these. And so it's like, then you have to ask your question, are you going for the prizes or are you going for the equipment? For me, I usually go for the prizes. I'll worry about the equipment when I get at a high enough level because, yeah, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference if I stay with like a purple level or a blue level, as opposed to, oh, I need to go to the orange level. So prizes alone, here's the way that you should approach the fighting. Go against the snake first so that you can get the prize, and it doesn't even show up on here, but the prize of the, oh, there it is. Extra strength against the Fenrir squads. So what I would advise is everybody do 3 attacks against the snake. Now for this, when you do it, you're going to have to create a raid, and I'll show you all that. But if you do 3 attacks against a snake, get this immediately when you go through and get your prizes or whatever, and I'll show you how exactly that works. But then come on in here and get this so you can fight the wolf later. Because without this, you're just going through and robbing yourself of valor points. You might as well get this immediately, and then also try and get this one. Try and get the XP. That's a really good idea for you to be able to do. And then after that, I would also go through and get the Triumphal Scrolls. Those are the 4 main things in here. That is the gift that keeps on giving. Like this one, you can level up your Hercules or your Cleopatra or whatever in order to make it to where you can get more valor points out of it, bigger armies, blah, blah, blah. This one is going to increase your valor points a whole heck of a lot. And then this one will make it to where you can fight the wolf a whole heck of a lot easier. So do 3 raids against the snake, and then you can switch on over to the wolf and see what exactly he's got. So now that you have a decent idea as far as like, okay, I'm going to do the snake first, get this, I'll do 3 attacks and then get this thing, and then I'll go through and start fighting the wolf and then try and get these prizes over here. All right, so now that I've covered that part, where's the X? There it is. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the other parts of what exactly this, are involved in this entire, event. Okay, so now let's go to the snake in particular. So you saw the shop part. These are marking how many, once you go through and you hit this marker or whatever, then you get 1,000,000 coins, and then 1.5, blah, 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 all the way down. So I stopped to the point to where it did a little bit of a jump just because I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit my budget, And as you can see, I got a lot of them, but I think I only attacked maybe 3 times. On the very first time, I got the first 6 levels. And then I got 3 levels and then 3 levels or whatever in order to get down to where I'm at. Okay, so now that's good. Let me show you what the snake looks like. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Okay, so this picture and everything, you can actually see both in the exact same picture, which is kind of cool. This is the wolf up here, and this is the snake down here. When you fight the snake, just to warn you, you will not be earning any valor points from it. Let me, say that again. When you fight the snake, you do not earn valor points. The reason why, they're going to give you valor points in the form of the prizes, or that one big prize that has like, 20 some odd billion and everything. That is basically prize enough for this. That's what they basically are like thinking. So if you fight the snake and you go on a raid and you're like, what the heck? I earned no valor. It's because the snake doesn't give you valor. The snake, kind of like Hellforge, it's just for the prizes. Now, the wolf, on the other hand, the wolf does give you a good amount of valor and everything. And then it also has the prizes that go along with it. So I usually like to hit the wolf hard. And I know that in Arachne, you're allowed 3 captains, and also you can get more valor points with Arachne. But the second best, as far as valor wise, would probably be the wolf, because he also gives you the prizes. So if you include the prizes in it, he's actually better than Arachne, at least I think, just me. Because with Arachne and everything, you're usually like losing bigger armies and everything, so it takes you more gold. Now, if you do have a very high leveled up Doria, then Arachne is actually better than Ragnarok or like at least the wolf in Ragnarok. But if you're in need of valor points, guys, do the 3 attacks right here against the snake, and then you go up against the wolf. So that gives you a good idea. Now, what you would use in order to attack these guys, I would mainly stick to, if you have that package that you got, so let's say that you did get the special for Ragnarok, use equal amounts of each one of these guys. You're going to be losing them anyways. They're going to be dying off or whatever, so don't expect to win it. But I just usually take an equal amount of each. Now, I know that usually for monsters and all, it's usually best to do like a melee type and then also a rider type or whatever. And I completely understand or whatever. This guy's ranged and this one's kind of like a griffin or whatever. If you use epic monster hunters and everything, they'll do a very good job for you. I don't know if it's to where like, oh, for, these guys, it's going to be extra against the... blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say anything as far as strength against beasts. Strength against Fenrir, guys. It's an extra 300%. So, I mean, yeah, that's cool. Let's see what the Epic Monster Hunter guys say. Strength against Fenrir, 300%. Strength against Epic Monsters, 1000%. So these guys are just as equal as the other ones. And then if you consider like, which one is better for the money, I like this. I like small packages, and you kind of pay as you go as opposed to big, huge packages. But this does have the added bonus of you get basically double the amount of gold because you'll get it as a ×2 aspect. Like, don't buy 250 and not spend the 500. If you're going to do this, be ready to spend 500 because otherwise it's not as worth it as if you do this one. But if you're spending 500, then yeah, this is more worth it than this one. Okay, so now we covered that. How exactly I would attack these guys. So use your mercs. If you have the package or whatever, use equal amounts of each. And then also have it to where you're adding in your melee spearmen. Your spearmen guys. And then you also have your riders. Add them in too. If you have that, you're good to go. Not exactly rocket science when it comes down to it. Also, please make sure that your dragon will say free. It'll automatically click as though he is going, no matter what, or she, whatever you think of your dragon as. So, but the other thing is when you switch on over to Fenrir, make sure that you already have the bonus that you got from the shop area of the snake. Do 3 attacks. Then you got to go through and revive your army anyway. You're going to have to revive after each attack. Plus, you have it to where you need to make sure that you're feeding your dragon as you go. Plus, you need to make sure that you're rebuilding your army because every single time that you fight and die, you lose 10% of your army. So after 3 attacks, you've lost, basically 28%. That's a little bit over a quarter of your attacking power. So I would do 3 attacks on the snake and then do like 7 over here.
and see how exactly it goes. If you get to a point to where you're happy and everything and you get the prizes that you want, then quit. Be done with it. But that's the way that I would do that. So I'm going to show you an example of like, what exactly is involved. I'm not going to show you on the snake because then I have to go through and create a raid. Every single time that you fight the snake, I'll show you, but I really don't want to. So I got my guy, I got Hercules, automatically sends the dragon. I have it to where I'm already set up with the amount of guys that are going to go. I have it to where I'm going to be taking the mounted and the spearmen. Now, down at the bottom, right? Where is it? Because when you're playing on your phone, down at the bottom, it'll say, like, oh, raid assembly, right? Here it is on the computer. At the bottom of your screen on your cell phone, it'll basically say a real small rate assembly time, and then you can pick a time amount. So if I wanted to hit select, I could do it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 30 minutes. If you're one of those clans that all lives in the exact same area and you guys are like right next to each other, then do it for 2 minutes. People have other things to do than to wait there for 5 minutes and be like, well, oh, I got my army in. They're already at your city. It took 30 seconds. Now they're sitting around for 4.5 minutes doing absolutely nothing. Can we increase it? So I have it for 2 minutes, and then I would go through and I have all my guys selected, and then I would just hit create. And then you'll have a assembly time. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, why not? All right, so now I created it. While I'm waiting and everything, I might as well go through and help out my clanmates. Because they got research going on, they got buildings that they're, doing, whatever. So this is mine. I go through and click on it. Right now, I'm the only person that's in there. It's the middle of the night in most of the area of the world, so, or at least in the western area of the world, so I'm not surprised that nobody's on. Although I do have a lot of people in my clan that are in Europe, French and other nationalities, Germans, a little bit of people from the UK. Let's see if anybody goes through and even joins my raid. It might be to where they're like, no. All right, so I did get one, so we will be able to actually do the raid. If you do not have anybody join your raid, then your raid will just basically stop, and you'll have to create another one. So thankfully, I did have people join. Oh, I got another one. So we will be able to actually march, and we will be able to actually attack on this one. So I'm going to click on out of that. 43 seconds. And you can always join other raids while you're doing this. You can have it to where, like, oh, I'm sending some guys through here, I'm sending some guys through there. You have 3 different captain spots. You could plausibly like go through and join 3 different raids if you really want to. So after the raid assembly is done, then it'll say like raid is en route, and you can go through and speed this up. So I'm going to show you on mine. Although my clan does have a portal right here and all. So anytime that's in blue, that means that it's one of your clan ones. If it's like a light blue, kind of like a teal or whatever, kind of like this color right here on the front of this gray building, then that would mean that it's like, okay, so here's my guy. Speed him up. This is a group speed up. So I'm fighting the snake down here. It's so weird. Like moonwalking, like Michael Jackson style. All right, so Hercules is doing his thing. Bash, bash, smash, smash. Ah, da, da. Yeah. Got it. And then we have some dead guys. Revive, revive, revive. Luckily, I do have some potions. Let me see if I have more potions. So always go through it if you're like, oh, I don't know if I have this. I don't know if I have that. Let's look at another quest. Not that. Sorry, the camera's in the way, so I have a hard time like seeing around. Oh, there it is. Okay. So resources, do I have silver? Yes, I do. Okay, so let's revive through silver. Oh, I'm sorry, not through silver, through potions. We'll use one of them to activate them. And that. Okay, now I don't care about that. And or that. And that. Okay. So now let's revive our troops. As you can see, our potions went pretty quickly and we used up some gold. Yay. But anyways, now let's go through and see if we got anything out of this. So we're going to click on the event. Yes, we did get something out of that. That's cool. Go on down, we're going to hit claim, and we actually got 2.5 million in coins from this. So that's a good attack. Okay, so we're up to 2.81. Let's do some shopping. Now for this, right, I still have XP that I can go through and buy. This is out of reach, this is out of reach, but you know, whatever. So selfishly, so we have one that we could do through that, or oh, we have 4 out of 16 that were left. Okay, so let's do this. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Cool, done. Okay, now we're sold out of that one. I'm going to go through and help out my clan. It's only 360,000. So these things are used in order to do research or whatever. So let's go through and help out our clan. Remember, without your clan, guys, you're not going to get very far in this game. I'm also going to go through and do a clan chest that will help them out a little bit. Let's do one of those. Cool. And we could do actually 4 more. I'm going to do it. I just feel nice today. So, all right. So we have gone through and basically done the most important stuff that we really needed to. Granted, I'm at the point to where I really have like nothing left. Let's see if I have any equipment that I could get. Not equipment, but pieces in order to basically construct it. As you can see, I do not have enough in order to basically get anything. So, oh well. If I wanted to do some more attacks, then I'd be able to go through and actually have it to where I'd be able to actually like start to work towards the armor or whatever. But yeah, I'm good. Because right now I'm on a budget, so I gotta, you know, make sure that I do this smart. Fenrir invasion. We'll do one through there. Now, the good thing about the Fenrir invasion is that when you attack, you get it to where it's only you. You do not have to wait for a raid or anything. And also, you're going to get you'll get valor points out of the attack on the wolf. Remember, you do not get valor points out of the snake. You only get it out of the wolf. So please make sure that you spend about 70% of your time on the wolf. It's a better way to go. Now, unfortunately, we have a lot of people that are attacking the wolf. When you have a lot of people that are attacking an epic level monster, you do not get nearly as many valor points or anything else. The attacks are not nearly as good. So, what I would suggest, right? We're going to zoom all the way out. And then I'm going to click on Fenrir. As in go. Because sometimes there's multiple monsters and everything of Fenrir. And if you just like look around the map a little bit, we might be able to find him in another area where he's not nearly as busy. Oh, Wolfie, 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 where are you at? It might be to where that's the only one. Now, granted, if I really wanted to look like long and hard... Oh, wait, oh. I spoke too soon. There is another Fenrir. Ha ha ha. And this one's not nearly as busy, so let's go through and attack it. So I'm going to go through and like zoom in a little bit because it's not as much fun when you can't really see it. So let's go through and do an attack. All right, so I got my hero Hercules. The dragon is going to be sent. I have my different guys. I can go through and increase, like, how much, but right now I'm maxed out. And then let's go down to my. Now, usually when I do this, like, I try and have it to where I'm doing, like, if you're level 6 for guardsmen, I usually do like 20,000 of the spearmen and 10,000 of the riders. But do whatever you feel comfortable with having to revive. We're just going to keep it generic. Whatever I have is whatever I have, and whoever dies, whoever dies. I don't care. All right, so let's hit start march. I'm going to go through and speed it up because nobody wants to sit around and wait for these darn things to happen. So we got an hour, or I'm sorry, 1 minute and 10 seconds or whatever. Now, the main thing is after you do an attack on basically on Fenrir or Jormungandr or whatever, always go back to your event in order to check, like, hey, is there anything that I got out of this? Like, did I get from Triumphal that I should be adding in or whatever? Because, like, sometimes you'll have, like, armor fragments or whatever, or you might have, like, different prizes or whatnot. Your characters might have gone up and everything. So this way you can go through and level up your guys. I mean, currently at this point, we are basically like all good to just keep on fighting. Another good idea is, let's say, for instance, that the guy is far away and it's going to take him a while to do. Build up your army in the meantime. Have it to where you click on it and you're just building your army. But we're mainly here for basically to watch Hercules come through and kick some booty. Speaking of Hercules, here he comes. It's not as busy, but I think that we're going to have a... Yep. It's going to be a foursome. And of course, Hercules has to run away. But the good thing is, though, Hercules did level up, which means that his attack probably went decently well. And then we got to go through and revive our guys. Yay, we had all of 2 potions and everything. I am so excited. Spend my gold. Yay. Oh, well. All right, so now let's see if we actually ended up getting anything out of it. So we go back through and we click over on the event. And out of Fenrir, because of the fact that we've gone down far enough and we've done enough attacks and everything, we did not get anything. Now, it is to where I am on the utter verge. Like 1,427,000 versus 1,436. Yeah, that's mean. Like, so mean. So bad. Okay. You know what? We're going to go attack the one that everybody else is attacking because I only need a little bit. I'm going to go through and attack Fenrir. I do not care about how big of an army I have right now. Everybody's good. They're up, ready to go. And because of the fact that my clan does have this right here, it should be to where I don't have to waste a whole lot of speed up and you guys sit around and be like, oh, well, that's nice and boring. It's not even showing us, though. I have... Did Fenrir move? Oh, that's funny. Okay. So Fenrir moved. That'll work. I was like, why is it that the attack did not go through? Like, okay. Ah, new Fenrir location. It might have been to where Fenrir actually died because of like all the different attacks that have been going against him. All right, so we're going to send it. We are going to speed up 48 minutes. We're going to drop that all the way down to 1.5 minutes. Why not? Oh dear. Now, what would probably be smart, because we're right outside of another clan's area, is be like, all right, let's add a portal. Open portal. I'll use one of mine. I'll help out my clan. Now, ideally, I would have done this ahead of time and everything. This way I didn't have to have you guys wait and be like, oh, Let's watch the grass grow because this is fun. Yeah, no grass growing here. Now, you can kind of tell as far as like how good a player is, and I don't know if you guys notice this. When you look at the size of a dragon, you can tell how strong a player is. These dragons are really, really small. So chances are the player, like their, dragon is, so small. I would probably say that the hero is like maybe a level 30 or 40. Granted, I can't see. This is just weird to watch. Here comes my character. See, my dragon's a lot bigger than the other ones. That's how you know I'm stronger than them. It's not an exact science, guys, but it does kind of, help with it. All right, the good thing is, though, that we did get something out of that. Path of Legend, thank you very much. This is the good thing about the Beowulf side is that you are earning different, rewards as you go along and all. So, like, getting more speed ups is always a good thing. And then we actually got Fenrir, which is great because I would like to show you exactly what I could do with this. Granted, it might not be a big, huge difference maker, but shopping, I mean, who doesn't like to shop, Darn. All right. So you could get dragon coins, right? This is good. We got the experience or the valor points that I desperately need. If you're running low on silver, this is a good way to get it. I mean, this is 15 million times 10. That's 150 million. Got speed ups, got the building resources, which, like, when I'm trying to go through and go from G6 to G7, it's definitely needed. So I might actually be buying just building resources with this one. And then they also have marching speed and they have tar. I am more so worried about my building resources, guys, than I am on anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buy building resources. I know it's not fun. I know it's not sexy and everything. But the other thing is to where I don't plan on doing any more attacking on this because I am done. So now you got to do the math. I'd rather get the prizes than get, armor because he's already got Warriors of Ragnarok. It might not be as good as it could be, but still pretty decent. 2.37 million. So then let's go through and do the math. If this is 300,000, we have 300,000, 300,000. That's 900,000. So then at that point, if I did it again, that would be 1.8 million. And then if I went through and I added one of these, that would make it 2.3 million. So therefore, I would only leave basically 70,000 on the table, which is not bad. Because then I could just go through and add one of these, one of the marches, and everything in order to basically get it the rest of the way. I don't need dragon coins because in Beowulf Kingdom, all I'm doing is guardsmen all the way up. It's faster than if you're trying to get monsters also. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to do one of you, two of you, one of you, two of you, one of you, two of you, and then I got my 500,000 for more valor points, 2.8 billion. Thank you very much. And because I'm down to 74,000 and everything, I will polish it off with whatever the heck I got left, which I'll spend 48,000 on some more speed ups because I hate watching the grass grow. And that is basically how you guys can do Ragnarok. Make sure that your bonuses are correct. If you're using mercs and everything, be selective as far as what works for you. Have it to where you mainly just send riders and spearmen and all. And then the prizes, it's most important to do 3 attacks on the snake first. Get that extra bonus 300% or 200% or whatever towards Fenrir. And then after those 3 attacks and you do the shopping for the snake, then you turn around and you do your attacks on Fenrir. It's always better to start with a snake, do Fenrir second. And it's got so many prizes to it. And then also keep an eye on the other events because you're going to earn with these 2, you're going to earn a lot of your triumphal and then your scrolls. And then if you have Doomsday going on at the exact same time, Then Doomsday also gives you scrolls. I'll do a separate video on Doomsday later, but not yet. And yeah, so I'm good overall. All right, guys, that is the video as to what exactly Ragnarok is, how you do it, how you fight it, and all. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Under the comments, please go through and add in any input as far as like, hey, could you do a video over this? Could you do a video over that? I am more than willing to go through and help you guys as far as like with whatever you need to know about the game. Granted, there are more experienced players out there than myself. So don't think that I know everything. Don't think that I'm going to be like the subject matter expert on all things of this game. I'm just trying to help you guys avoid spending a ton of money and maybe help the beginner levels to get to that mid-level. And then when you get to the point to where you want to become an expert, give me time. I'll get there and I'll learn some tricks from other people. And then I'll try and convey them onto you guys. Other than that, you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.